Let's move on to our third question. Crystal ball. How do you predict the role of AI in marketing will evolve over the next 2 years?
Be in everything.
I think it's already in everything. I mean, to me, it's like we're getting agents here at some point. Like in 2 years, are we going to have AGI? Who knows? But like, what level of it does it for us are we getting to in the relatively near future?
Yeah. I think from a production and analysis perspective, a lot of like the optimization work, I think, yeah, you take 2 years, I think AI is going to do the vast majority of that for us. I think where we are going to have like the need for human leadership is on the strategy and creative. In fact, if anything, hopefully the fact that if you have an amazing idea and there's something you want to experiment with and test, the fact that it's going to be cheaper, faster, and easier than ever to like do that because the production is so automated with AI. I think it's great. I think folks who really lean into that next stage of this being a wider span for experimentation are going to have a wonderful time. I also think, again, a lot of the assumptions on that is that the AI is going to work. It's got to work well. It's got to be properly governed. It's got to have the right data. And as a result, I think the responsibilities of these marketing operations and MarTech teams, whoever is owning that stack and making sure that I'm responsible from an SLA perspective, for making this work for all those people who are doing, the experimentation with the strategy and creative. I think those two things are still going to be like human expertise for, quite some time.
So let me ask you, if you're polishing your crystal ball and trying to look one level deeper, AI is going to be in everything. It's going to become more sophisticated. It's going to help us with our analysis, with our implementation. What's the impact on marketing departments? Are we seeing a change in responsibilities and functions, or are we seeing a contraction?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's early. I think I see if it's, again, the sort of tech stack, the production analysis, the strategy and creative. I think the production analysis stuff is like those roles are going to, if not entirely go away. They're just like the amount of calories we're going to need doing that from a human perspective, it's just going to shrink. The other two are going to grow. The reality is, I mean, we talked earlier about like how marketers like, oh, and you were joking like, oh yeah, now I have to be a financial wizard, on this too. I mean, the ass of marketers has so far like exceeded any conceivable bandwidth that any normal mortal has here, that I think we're actually still a long way away from saying like, okay, wait, if you could give me more power tools, the things that I could do that would actually be valuable to the company, man, the list is long. Now, if at some point in time, like 5 years from now, we've reached the end of that list and you're like, there's absolutely nothing more I could think of doing, that would improve the company, then, all right, that's a different discussion, but I don't see that on any near-term horizon.
Yeah, there's a cradle to grave prediction here, which is, I'll throw it back to the Mad Men era of marketing. We used to be responsible for picking the 7 words that went on the billboard and hoping that we chose the right ones that created some sort of attention and memorability. And now if artificial intelligence, sort of takes over all the logistics and analysis, and all we're responsible for as marketers are getting back to the creative, like, do we go back to that being our prime job and the most creative people are the most successful marketers as opposed to the best data scientists? I guess we'll just have to wait because the crystal ball isn't very clear when we look that far deeply.